Hello. I hope you can hear me over the heater. So I am removing my nails and I thought I would film it so that I can show you guys how to do it, because I know that some clients don't want to pay the extra money, and I get that because I was the same when I used to go and get my nails done. So if you're going to remove them at home, I want to at least show you how to do it safely and in the best way for your nails. So I'm only doing one hand, I'm only doing one hand today, so this is what I'm dealing with. And I think I've had these on for, I'm pretty sure it's 4 weeks now. It's got to be, considering how much they've grown, but look at how well they've done. No chipping, no lifting, no nothing. Even my gel X is still well and truly on there, and I've not been careful with this. I've been picking my face, picking labels off stuff, all sorts, and this that it is not going anywhere. So there you go, beautiful, just what I want. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my e-file and file off the bulk of it. If you're doing this at home and you don't have an e-file, you can use a hand file, which I have right here. It'll just take you a little bit longer, and I like to use the e-file, 1 because I'm trained, and 2 because mine are thick, my nails are thick, so I need the extra oomph, otherwise I'd be here all day. So there you go. So I will quickly do that and then I will come back. Hello again. So now that I've taken off the bulk of my thumb, what I'm going to do is take my acetone in there and a cotton pad. This is just a pack of ones that I've got from Tesco that I've just cut up into little sort of quarters. And all I'm going to do is soak this with acetone, like so. And then I've got my jazzy little clips. I'm just going to pop that on there and clip that on, and then that's soaking while I take off the rest. Hello. So now that we are soaking quite nicely, so because I've been doing them one at a time, as you've seen in my little time lapse, this one should be pretty much ready to remove. So I've got my little pusher. So apparently I used to use one of these, and apparently these are too blunt to get the gel off. So I invested in one of these. This was £16 from Boots, so it wasn't too bad, but I used this little end here. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is take that off, and what you want to see this here that's lifted away from the nail, because if I now scrape that just comes off with barely any pressure. And then all this up here, I think this needs soaking for a bit longer. So if you're struggling, if you're having to put on pressure to take it off, like this here, that's not moving anywhere, then put your acetone back on, re-soak it, put it on for another 5-10 minutes, something like that, and it will be much easier to remove. The one thing that you don't want to do is chip away at your gel, because when you do that, you're chipping away layers of your nail at the same time. And we will come back in 10 minutes. Okay, so we've had another roughly 10 minutes, maybe slightly less, but whatever. So let's see if, yeah, so you can see that that's lifted a little bit more. So let's try, see how easy it comes off. That comes off much easier. So what I'll do is I will see if I can get the bulk of that off, which is actually coming off quite nicely. So you don't want to be chipping at this. What you want to do is kind of take the layers down. So all I'm doing here is just scraping off the layers one by one. I'm not like going underneath and trying to like chip it away, because that's when you damage your nails. So this way you're actually mostly there, which is brilliant. So another thing that they teach you in nail tech school is that if there's like a little bit that's left, it doesn't really matter. Like, so long as your nail is a smooth surface when it's buffed and ready to have things applied, then you're fine. So if there's any that you absolutely cannot get off, don't just sit there scraping at it over and over again, because you'll just keep removing your natural nail. So that actually came off really quite nicely. So when I say if there's any like attached to your nail, I don't know if you can see. Oh, I can probably scrape that off. And there's like a little bit sort of around my cuticle here that I'm probably just gonna leave. That'll probably buff off when I buff my nails anyway. Yeah, so not perfect, but you don't want to be scraping and taking layers of our nails off, so I will take the rest of them off and come back to you. And there you have all of my gel removed, mostly anyway. You know, I was saying before about how sometimes they just become part of you. That's what happened on the end of this finger here. So I've got like a little bit of gel kind of left at the end of there that I'm really struggling to get off, so I'm just gonna file it as much as I can. But the rest of them have done alright. There's a little bit on the end of there. But yeah, so all this here is just, I think it's just leftover gel. It'd probably be like a little bit of base coat or something, or it could be a bit of previous damage. I'm not sure. So I'll show you what they look like again after I've prepped them, so that you can see what they look like without all the stuff on them. So now I've done my prep, and you can see my nails a little bit better. They are very dehydrated, because that's the point of prep really, isn't it? Just dehydrate your nails, so that's why they look a little bit white in places, but other than that they don't look too bad. But you can see there's no like bits of nail where I've tried to chip them off, or chip off the old gel, I should say. There's no bits that are sticking up. It's a nice like flat surface ready for my adhesion. So yeah, I hope that helps you with your removal in order to do it in the best way for your nails possible. And thanks for watching, and love you lots.